So I was over across the way over here, one of the businesses behind me. I got to know all those people really well, and the guy that owns the vacuum cleaner shop is retiring at the end of this month. I found that out today, and we were over talking and just talking about all kind of stuff. He was throwing away all kinds of old vacuum cleaners because he'd have been stashing them for parts and stuff, because they were, you know, parted out vacuums, kind of cleaning the store out. He had saved one because it was special, and I only saw a part of it, but I was like, oh, that is really cool. That thing is old as Methuselah. It's got to be. And anyway, I was impressed with it, thought it was really cool. Look what I found when I walked outside. Not only is the vacuum, all of it put together, the parts for it, and bags. He just brought it over here and left it. How freaking cool is that, man? I mean, check it out, dude. Got the long brush, the short brush, the little one. I'm not sure what that's for, but look at this. This thing is so cool. It's all metal. I don't know. This is like, I don't know. Awesome. Totally awesome. This is seriously the sickest shop vac in history. I mean, especially what it is, but it's like, holy crap, man. I love this thing. Alright, guys. After that, I also got the base bar. Yeah, this is working a lot better. Yeah, it's hard to hold the camera, but man, you can get some stuff done with a flat bar. And I get my hammer out over here, and I can, with both hands, I can get this on out of here. No problem. Base bar for the win. Well, I got it out of there. I gotta clean it up in here, but that'll be easy now with the new vacuum. Yeah, baby. Okay, so bracing up that wall is going to be tricky. I'm thinking I could do an L that goes down and over and kind of has a little bit of a bridge in the middle. It can't be much though, because the subwoofer is right there. Same thing on the bottom, except, well, yeah, same thing on the bottom, just an L. But that sub down there sits like about 3/8 of an inch above that, the bottom of the box. It's really tight. I don't know. I may end up having to just add a panel to the wall, you know, like that, to thicken them up a little bit and just hope for the best. Look at that, man. Works like a charm. I love it. This thing is so insane. I don't even understand. It's just a bonkers vacuum. And it was a gift from a very, very, very nice man who ran a vacuum cleaner business for like 50 years in the same location. He's finally retiring. And I didn't ask for it. He saw me looking at it, I guess, and just brought it over and put it out here. And there's still hope for this world. People still have some kindness. I see it all the time. And it makes my heart happy. Man, this thing is built like an absolute tank. This is underneath the bottom right here. This is a reusable filter. And you got a screen here. This is all metal. This thing weighs a lot. This top part this is a nice vacuum, dude. It's really nice. It's hard to get that back in with one hand, but metal latches. The hose clamps in. It's got a hook, so you screw it in there and clamp it. It keys in. It doesn't just stick in. This is a seriously killer vacuum. All the parts. It's missing the wand and the beater for vacuuming floors. You know, it's got an actual wand and that goes on this hose, and this plugs in to the top part up there, and so it can run a beater. But other than that, it's the whole blasted thing. And I don't need the beater anyway. All I need is the hose. It does a bang-up job. I'm so excited. Let's test drive it. A lot of dust right here. Oh, hell yeah, man. Look at that. Love it. Oh, we don't count the bag. So the amps are located right at the front of this box, directly underneath where the wires come out. Yeah, the wires come out right in here, so it's literally dead center of the wires. So whatever bracing I do needs to come up underneath those wires right there on the inside of the box. And we're all the way to the edge of the box, so there you go. So we could do like a 22.5 by 10. That puts it right underneath the wires and all the way from the front to back, leaving a little bit of space. Down here we can go bigger, but I'd probably just do two of the same size. Let me go see what I get. All right, left over from my port braces, my 2x4 sheet, I got 16 3/4 by 24. So I could cut this down to 22.5 this way, and then just cut it in half and add that 3/4 inch glued and screwed in there. That would add some thickness. That's about the only option I really got. I got this piece here too that I could use, but if I use that piece I won't need to use this. But yeah. That'll be good enough for government work. I rushed through those cuts. I rushed those cuts. And look at this. That's the two cuts side by side. That crazy or what? Let's flip one of them end to end and put them back together and see if. So this is with one of them flipped end to end. Look at that. I love it, man. Tell you guys a story. So my mom was a pretty good cook for certain things. The one thing she could never get right is making homemade gravy. She tried so hard, but it always come out watery or lumpy. She couldn't get it to come out right. But she was also a very, very kind-hearted person. So we had a bunch of dogs that lived outside because they lived out in the country. Dogs lived outside, that's where they lived. But in the morning, we always fed them, you know. But she would often take the bacon grease and all that stuff left over from making some food in the morning and make up gravy and put it for the dogs. Well, anytime she made gravy for the dogs, it always come out perfect. And we'd put the dog food in there and pour the gravy over the top of the dog food. They loved it. But the key thing is, when she made the gravy for the dogs, it was perfect. Now me, when I'm trying to cut something and make it nice and straight, it winds up looking like a can of worms. And I rush that cut, just shoot. No, not trying too hard, because it's not important that it be perfectly straight. It's literally not going to touch anything on any side. And it came out perfect. I am definitely my mother's son. Whenever I put that box together, I built it with 3/4 inch pine plywood. And we also added a 1/2 inch of that chipboard, and I added another 1/2 inch of pine plywood, so it's 1 3/4 inches thick. These are 1 5/8. The amps are mounted about 3/4 of an inch up off the board, so there's nothing to run into. I think we'll be okay. No, I take that back. My little Slapz Mini is mounted flush to the board, so it should be fine, but I'm going to limit myself to coming back 1 foot with these screws until I confirm that they're not going to come through. I'll apply the other ones maybe from the outside. No, I don't know, but I got to confirm it. Regardless, I'm not going to drill into an amp. So this is getting glued. The screws, of course, are there just to hold it in place until the glue sets up. So I honestly don't need screws down on that end, but once I confirm for sure that these screws don't go through anywhere, and I'll be able to do that, I could get up in there and apply some screws to that back side. Just to be sure. I may go ahead and start 2 of them and just not screw them in. I know I can screw in the very end. If I run this all the way up in the corner, I can put screws on the very end, so maybe I'll get away with that. So I don't need much because, like I said, it's getting glued. The glue is going to be the primary thing holding everything. We'll put these in at an angle. That's going to be hard to get at from inside the box, and I'll definitely need to come in at an angle. Also, to make sure on this, I think we're golden. If we don't end up able to put those in, I can take them back out easier than I can start them, you know. Just out here doing a little bit of night work. The subs come tomorrow, and I'm going to need to be keeping an eye on the front porch there, so I won't be able to come out here really and do anything. I may have the Tahoe pulled around the front to act as a shield. Get my decrepit butt up in here. Like a charm. Just like that, baby. Just like that. Alright. We don't want to suck them up too tight. I'll let one in there. Since these are going in at an angle, they were already going to clear. But going in at an angle, they're for sure going to clear. Come on. Battery's in the way. Hard for me to get my right arm in there. I won't have to go wrong-handed. Damn, that's hard to get in there too. Come on, arm. We got one job. Get the damn thing in the hole. Oh, come on now. Son of a bitch. Alright, that went in. Huh. Bob's your uncle. And your auntie. You just stay down there. How'd you go? Think about what you did. Whew, that's rough. Good times. Come on now. Out we go. Alright, so that top screw right there, I put in further than any of the others. I pushed it on in there. So we're going to go around here to the other side. We should be fine. I've already finished the screwing, but I'm curious to know if it made it through. So it would be right in this area, right in here. Yeah, right in this area. And there ain't no screws coming through. That was the deepest one. So everything is hunky-dory. You gotta see the back. The mini sets down here, but I put that, it's right in here somewhere where those screws went through. We're golden. Have a look on the inside. So we got our load in there. all the glue. Got it screwed down good and solid. That's gonna make a nice brace in there. Alright, just to balance things out, of course, we got to put one over here, but we do need to stop the flex a little bit, so that's what we're doing. We put it in the same spot on the other side. Bitch. Oh, come on, man. It's hard to reach in there. Woo. That'll brace that top chamber on the side. Hell yeah. Now we did that in the interest of keeping things symmetrical and maintaining the same amount of airspace on both sides. We'll figure out that bottom chamber in the next session. I think that's going to do it. It was really, I mean, it just barely moved, but adding that, we should stiffen it up pretty good. All right, guys, we pulled the hoe around here to run block for my front porch for the delivery tomorrow. Make it a little harder to see from the sidewalk in case I'm not paying attention, which I most likely very much will be. There may not be a lot of building that goes on in these little videos, but these are what my days are like. That last video was actually like 3 days. So the last video, the last part of the last video was the same day as today. And we're going to get this one out sometime tonight. But I do my best given the circumstances that I'm in, you know. This morning I almost wound up in the ER, and I'm still doing a build video today, so you know, it is what it is. I appreciate the kindness of you guys. You all been very awesome to me, and come to my live shows and hang out, and I couldn't be more appreciative. You know, people from the channel have donated gear, tools, stuff throughout this first 2 years of this been running, mostly for the last 12 months really. And you guys over there, some of y'all are on my Patreon, dropping coin over there. You guys are always pitching in during live shows, and man, I mean, like, I couldn't ask for a better audience. I just wanted y'all to know that I very much appreciate you. Thank you.